All right, we are going to do a marathon of birthday cards. So I'm going to try to get at least 4 done in this video. So pour one of your favorite beverages because we are just going to get crafty. This is going to be a nice long video. And again, very birthday oriented. We're keeping it around birthday cards. So the first thing I want to do is use this stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh. Also, I'm sorry, my allergies are going crazy, so I'm a little stuffy, but hopefully we can get through this. I just need a little crafty day to feel better, and hopefully this does the trick. So first up, we have this cute stamp set. I'm gonna link everything that I used for each card down below. Just click the title of the video. You'll see the box open up and you'll see all the things I'm using. So I'm going to start by stamping out which ones I want to do. These are so cute. All these little puppies and a couple kitties. So fun. I can see at least, oh gosh, I think I'm gonna do a pop-up card for this one. So I need to keep that in mind. So let's I'm gonna go through some of these scraps that I have so that I can get these all used up. Okay, absolutely want to do the doggy with the balloon. So we're gonna put that one down. And I want to do this cat. Love this as well. So we'll do that. And then I need a couple little fillers. I might even have enough room for another little animal. Whoops, hold on. Let's see if I can get lots more in here. Okay, let's do this little dachshund just in case. And I'll worry about my sentiment in a little bit. So I think that should be good. Let's definitely do a present or 2. So we'll do this present here and let's start by stamping that out. Okay, got that there. Got all my paper and start stamping. Okay. Stamp these down. And I'm going to double stamp, that way I have really nice contrast. I will be coloring with my alcohol markers, so that's why I'm going to use this Memento ink because it will allow me to color without the ink smearing. Whoops, need to get a new ink pad. Not because it's going bad, but my kids are using it as well, so it's getting all, I don't know, inky around the edges. We need to have a kids one and a mommy one. Okay, that looks amazing. So I'm gonna set these to the side to dry for just a moment while I pick out my marker colors. And I'll also just use a mild baby wipe to clean off my stamps and put them right back on the sheet. Okay, so I am not quite sure if I'm gonna bring more colors in. If so, then you'll see them all linked below, but all the marker colors I'm going to list below for you, so no worries. I'm gonna zoom in and then I am going to speed through coloring this for you. Okay, so there is where I am going to take the coloring. Again, all marker colors will be listed down below. And now I'm going to get these all cut out with the coordinating dies. And while I'm here, actually, I'm going to do my sentiment, the little Let's Potty. I think that's so cute. So I have some room. Let's see here. Let me give myself a little bit more room here as well. But I have some room on this paper. So let me do my sentiment so that I can get these all cut out at the same time. There we go. And there we go. And then with just some washi tape, I'm going to secure my dies so they don't move while sending them through my die cut machine. All right, last little tape, and we'll be good to go. I love how the coloring turned out too. That's super cute. Okay, running the first one through. So sweet. We'll set these right off to the side. And I will take my dies apart later and put those back. All right, there we go. So cute. Okay, now let's do the pop-up part of this card. Oops, where did my little present go? Okay, we're gonna use this shadow box die. I did another card using this die set in the spring when we made this spring card. So it does end up folding flat, so you can put it into an A2 size envelope and then mail it. So, so cute. You can check out that video another time, but this time we're gonna do the birthday version. I love the stamp set, so I'm just gonna get, or this die set, excuse me, and I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it in the coming months when we do seasonal cards. Okay, so I am going to need, and there's a lot of fun things you can do. You could do the clouds, you could do grass, more of a wavy look for your little borders. And I am going to bring out this and cut it 2 times. So 2 times, and then I'm going to also use, was it this to cut out a box? I believe so. And then this to do my scallop border. Okay, so I have my 2 pieces. One I did a window out of, and then I'm gonna grab 1 white sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to do a little scallop border with this inside piece again, so I have my window. So I'm gonna place both of these dies. And then I have my Platinum 6 just off camera, and that's what I'm using to cut these out. All right, so there's my little scallop border. Now, what I wanna do, and I can do this with my smaller die cut machine, is I think I'm gonna use for the inside pieces, I wanna do the little cloudy look, just because I think it makes it look kind of festive and birthday-ish. Okay, so let's do, again, I'm gonna grab my scrap pieces to use those. I could probably do a couple on each one. So I'm gonna send it through with just this base piece first. Let's see. Let's move that over a little bit. And I'll do that 2 times to use this piece up. Okay, there's the 2. Now, put that one away. I can just secure this where I'd like it with some tape. Oh, sorry, off camera there. Just like that, just to give that top edge a little fun texture. And I believe this is oh, maybe not a stitch die. Might not be stitched, but still be so cute. Oh, I love that. Okay, oops, I got a little close there, but you know what? We'll just put an animal right there. Totally fine. And I'll do the same thing with this little guy. Just reuse this tape. secure that. I'll bring it down a little bit more so I don't have the same whoopsie. Roll that through. There we go. Okay, so now we have our inside little pieces to secure our little animals on. All right, so now it is just time to assemble the card. Everything is so easy from here on out. So we have, again, 2 identical pieces. What I think I'll do first is add my little scalloped kind of frame here. Go all the way around here. Just a little bit of glue. And then this just, I feel like, makes such a difference. Wiggle that into place. This looks so cute. Okay. Love that. And then we can just assemble these. So we have these little perforated score lines. Can go and fold along those lines on this one. And then the same on this one. And then we are going to use the skinnier little tabs to glue it together. So I'm going to add glue right here. Need to refill my glue. And, oops, I'm going to do it this way. I'll add it. Oops, did I do that right? Hold on. Like this. Okay. Just like so. And then on this one, I'll add my glue and turn it just like that. Okay, I love how that looks. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more time to dry. Oh, and you know what I did though, is I didn't put my inside in. That's okay, I can still do it. Okay, so now, usually you should do this inside piece before you put it all the way together, but we'll get it in there. All right, so again, folding down those tabs, adding glue to either side, and then you just decide where you want them and what dimension you'd like. So I'm going to sneak this one on in and put it down a little bit. And maybe bring it forward a little bit. And then I'll just glue those little tabs to the side, 1 and 2. And you can kind of just fold so that you can really press those down. And then you're having a little shadow box start to take form. And then the next one, see how this first one is far forward? I'm gonna do it up and back. That way we have a lot of dimension going on. Okay, so then we will do fold and fold, add our glue. Now you can also use score tape, whatever adhesive you feel comfortable with. It's great. It might be easiest for me to kind of see from the top where I want to put this one. So again, I'm going to go further up and then back. Whoops, totally lost it. Actually, I don't want to go too far back because my little dog might be the one that's back there, so maybe not too far. Okay, so that's what's going to look like from the top and then from the front. I'm just going to make sure those pieces are really glued down. Okay. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? And again, folds flat to put right into an envelope. Okay, so then we can start putting all of our little cutie pies in. And I think this little guy might go, well, he might have to go in the front because of how tall he is. So we might put him right there. And I did the dog as kind of a filler, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to use the dog. So that is completely fine. I'm going to glue this little cutie down right to my little cloud. We'll have it kind of peek so you get most of the balloon, but it kind of peeks behind there just a little bit. Oh, cute. And then absolutely doing this little kitty cat. So let me bring, I think it's going to be too much for an additional dog. so we won't do that. But I'll put this one and layer this one behind. Bring it down just a little bit so we can see that party hat and see how much layering we have go on because of the shadow box idea, which is so fun. Okay, and then I'm gonna do really quickly the Let's Potty. That could be cute. I want to bring this present in to bring that pop of color in the front. Actually, with my foam tape, and I did this last time, it was really cute to add foam tape with the sentiment. So I'm going to put some little foam squares. These are just a little skinny foam square that I love. I have the bigger version as well, but these work really good for sentiments. I'm going to put this here, and then we'll sneak the little gift in as well. Let's Potty. This, you know, it's reminding me of, oh my goodness, so cute. Actually, we could do a little gift kind of right there. How would that look? Oh, or even kind of, yep, I'm gonna do that. I'll see, my daughter was turning 6. We did a puppy themed birthday party, and I was trying to tell her that I was going to do a sign that says "Let's potty," like this, "Let's potty," but she could not like get her mind around it, and she was looking at me like, "Mom, that is so kind of gross. Like, why would you say potty? Like going to the potty?" And I will never forget it. Oh my goodness. It was so funny. I was like, "Oh no, honey, like puppy paws, like let's potty." But yes, when you're just verbally saying it, oh my goodness, she was just, "Mommy, I don't know. I don't think that that's going to be very fun." Okay, I love that. I think that is so fun. So there is our shadow box birthday card, card number 1. And again, fold it right on flat, put it in an envelope, and you are all set to go. You can add some additional shine or sequins. I don't think that this card needs it, but you definitely can take it a step further. And then again, it's always so hard to decide if you want to keep going. This would be kind of cute, actually, putting outside of the little card. Gosh, that could be even fun too. Maybe almost even wrapping around the card. Oh my gosh, how fun would that be? Just get like a little bit more fun and color. Okay, I'm loving the idea of wrapping the puppy around the side. So what I'm going to do is take my little scoreboard, and I think I had it right around there. So I'm just gonna place a little score mark so that I can help wrap this little guy around the side. You could just fold yours. And, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it a little bit more actually, just so that I can see more of those words. I just think it's gonna make it even more dimensional, which is so fun. Super cute. So I'm going to put the bulk of the glue right on the belly and then the back and tail. And then I wanted to show you the back of my other shadow box that I made so that you could see how you would add your greeting. Okay, so I'm loving this. It just makes it so fun and dimensional. And then when you put the card down too, that is how it would be in your envelope. Okay, just like that. Cute. Love that. Okay, and I love a little bit more of that brown color tone coming into the card, which is super neat. All right, now in my last one, what I did is on the back, I did a little area using that stitched scalloped die. I went ahead and put that on the back. This is where you can put your greeting, which is, or not your greeting, but where you can write your card, if you will. So I love how this turned out. So this is our first card in this birthday series. So fun and cute. definitely set the tone for the rest of the cards. Okay, so for my second card, I am going to use this birthday icons stamp set. I also have the coordinating dies, and then I'm also going to have fun with a little background stencil, and I think this is gonna be super cute. What I'm going to be doing first is let's do the stencil first to decide how many openings I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to do, gosh, am I gonna do 12 or should I do 9? Let's get this trimmed down. So I have a paper trimmer. I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4 and bring this stencil out to see my placement. And I think if I do, gosh, do I want to do all of them? I suppose I could. Okay, let's get this all taped down. And then I think I'm going to do like a pink color in the background. Okay. So there. And then I'm just, actually, no, I want to do like this. Get these centered. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then if we need to keep centering it a little bit, we can, and trim down the panel. Okay, so I'm going to do my tape here, and then let's do some mask tape just to further mask that and make sure I don't get ink anywhere else. And I'm going to use the color Pink Lemonade. I think that will be so pretty. So I'm going to use this thicker tape. That way I can mask away any area that I don't want ink to go. So that is going to be down here as well. Okay. And then here and here. So now you can see I'm focusing on these. Oh, is it 12? Yes. Okay, full transparency. Between the first card and the second card, it's been a day. So now it is 5 a.m. and I am doing this next card. So I'm a little half asleep. Okay, but now you can see there's 12 openings and we have 12 icons. I wasn't going to use all of them, but I think that's gonna be how this one shakes out. Okay, we have our Pink Lemonade, and I'm going to blend that right on. It's just a nice soft pink. And I'm gonna go for full color, not full color, but I'm not gonna do like any shading or any ombre. I'm gonna do a nice flat color. Okay, just like that. Focus on the top ones, just to bring some fun interest into the backdrop. I think this will be really pretty. Okay, I think that's gonna be gorgeous. And the color will also kind of smooth out as it dries. So let's put these away. Also going to just make sure I wipe up any ink that I tapped off on the side. And then peel away my mask. And there is my little background, which is super cute. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to set this to the side, and I think it looks pretty lined up, actually. So that's pretty good. I'm going to set this to the side for just a bit because now we're going to focus on stamping and coloring our cute images. And I'm going to focus on using a lot of the same colors that I did in the first card. So I think those are just really pretty together, and I'm gonna do much the same color combination. So let's grab some of these scraps so I can get them used up. I'm gonna grab a couple of them and then we'll stamp them out. So we'll put one here and one up here and plop all of these down. Okay, there are all of my little stamps. Let's cling them to the door and realign the paper. we can stamp these down. Now, if I add any marker colors to the selection that I already used for the first card, I'm still gonna list them down below for you, so don't worry. And using that same Memento ink so that I can color with the markers. Okay, here's our first stamp. I'll do it 2 times. Oh, I love the icon stamps from Pretty Pink Posh. They are so cute and always so fun to play with. I had so much fun with the Easter ones this year and summer ones. They're just cute. The tiny dainty size, and you can just create such a fun look with them. Okay, so there they are, all double stamped. Cleaning off my stamps, and we'll let this dry for a moment and then color. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and use my coordinating dies to cut these out. Now, when you're coloring a lot of images like this, what I like to do and what's helpful to me is I like to stick with the ones that I know the color combinations for. So, for example, I knew I wanted this balloon to be the turquoise, and I knew I wanted the ice cream to look like that. If you go with the ones that you already have decided on, then it makes it easier to fill in the rest later. Does that make sense? I feel like when you have a ton of things to color, it can get overwhelming, but focus on what you know first and then go back and kind of see which colors need to be filled in a little bit and which colors, you need to kind of balance out. That's what helps me at least. All right, now this is gonna be a little tricky because we have a lot of shapes that are really similar, especially with the gifts. And don't be afraid to leave some white space too on your coloring. Like I left a white bow there. I thought that was really cute. Or some white wrapping paper. Just have fun and try to just keep it balanced. And again, I always say it, I always just use a few color combinations and just keep it simple. This where I want it. So, is that right? Hold on. I feel like that can't be right. Hold on. This goes here. There we go. See how similar they are? Okay, using my tape, I'm going to tape these into position and run them through my die cut machine. All right, so place these right on through, cut them out. Suction that down. Okay. All right. Now have all of our cute little icons to pop out. Just like that. There we go. Oh my gosh, so sweet. So bright and colorful too. Even though they're so tiny, The stamps are just so teeny tiny, but they're so colorful as well. Okay, now what I want to do is start placing these around. And another thing you might want to consider is stamping out your images on your paper in the orientation or order that you're going to place them down on your card. That way you can disperse the color how you'd like. I said that last time too, I should have done that, but it ends up working out each and every time. But it could be a way to help you kind of figure out which colors you want to do where. So what I like to do is kind of separate colors that have multiple colors, or images that have multiple colors, with some solid ones. So this one to me is like a louder colored image. We have a rainbow here, and I'm going to pair it with something that is a little softer. And then of course with all of my little teal colors, I'm going to separate those out a little bit. Okay. Let's see here, and you can place them down and then rearrange them, change your mind. There's always an opportunity to change your mind. Okay, so I like this birthday hat there, but now I have a lot of purple in this line, so I'm gonna have to rearrange just a little bit. So let's do this and this. Do cake and maybe that. Okay, now I have two birthday hats together, so I don't want that, but I don't want to switch these because I don't want two presents together. So let's do this and this, and let's further move. Actually, I think I like that. Let's just do that. Okay, so yes, I do like that. I have skinny or small and bigger. I think I'm going to use only the small, but I'm going to go ahead and place all of these down. I'm going to do a foam tape behind because I think it'll give it just the boost that it needs, but you can skip this if you want to do something a little bit more flat on your card. But I like the idea of having a little dimension there and shadow. I think it'll make a little bit of a difference between that backdrop and all my icons. Okay, I grabbed another stamp set that I have that was from an earlier release this year. It's a really pretty friendship stamp set, and I love the Hello Friends sentiment. And I have some stitched dies that are for sentiments, which are so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this out just like this and do just a really simple sentiment for a really simple card. Okay. And it's very simple, but it has that pretty stitched plus scalloped look that I think is going to be so pretty for this card. Isn't that pretty? This is such a wonderful staple to have in your collection because you never know when you're just going to need to dress up a sentiment a little bit more. And again, a little scallop plus the stitched element is a wonderful way to keep it simple but have it be really kind of standing out in a way. Okay, I went with a powder blue card base. So what I'm going to do is score this. I'm bringing in my score buddy. And this is 11 by 4 1/4. I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. I love this color so much. Such a pretty color, and it works so well with the Copic colors that I chose for the card. Okay, and then, isn't that pretty? I'm going to put just a little bit of foam tape on the back just to bump it up a tiny bit more. Okay, I have the sticky liners removed, and let me get that all aligned. There we go. Okay, now I think I'm just going to use a glue. Oh, I love that. And yes, it does cover a little bit, but not a lot, and you can do it wherever you want. I love the idea of a center sentiment there. I think that's so pretty. And I'm going to even further, gosh, can I further pop that up? You know what I'll do
is I'm going to take those same squares and I'm going to double up on them. So I'm going to do 3, take the liners off, and then I'm going to add 1 more, just so they rise above those icons. I like the idea of having something super, super dimensional here. Okay, I'm going to grab some tweezers to help me out here, so I can tuck this in right there. Oh my gosh, I love that. And I'm actually not going to add any sequins to this. I think that it is so pretty on its own, just like so. Look at all of that fun dimension. So simple. Okay, so we have our first birthday card. We have our second birthday card. I love how that turned out. Okay, for our next birthday card, I'm going to use this beautiful birthday scene stamp set. I don't have the coordinating die, so I am going to just place it right on my card panel, but I thought we could dress it up with these eyelet rectangles. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and cut this out first. I need to see which size I can use to bring this all together. I love this though. We have the happy birthday sentiment already tucked within the stamp design, which is cute. Okay, so I'm wondering if I can do this one or if it's going to be too small. How cute is that? That might be too small. Okay, so it looks like we'll use that large one, which it'll give us plenty of, yes, plenty of space to have fun there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and have this cut out first, and then we'll stamp on our cute little scalloped rectangle. Okay, I have that all taped down where I like it, and then off camera I have my Platinum 6. I'm just gonna run it through since it has bigger cutting plates. Okay, how cute is that? Isn't that fun? I'll link these little scalloped rectangles below. So now let's kind of get an idea for centering here. Oh, that's the perfect size. I really like that. All right, I'm gonna bring out my Misty and get this stamped so that we can color it. And then using all the same colors that I've been using for the cards so far, we'll color this image. Okay, go. You know I love some critter stamps. So these are going to be cute. Ooh, I need a little bit more ink on these balloons. Okay. And I'll double stamp. There we go. Let this dry for just a few moments and I will start coloring. Okay, I am done coloring this image. That was so fun to color. I am going to bring in my gel pen and add some highlights because we just have the room to do so. And this just really elevates the image, in my opinion. Just gives it a little oomph, some dimension where it's otherwise a tad flat, especially on this card where we aren't going to use any coordinating dies to cut this out. So just go through, add some little accents. Sorry, I'm spinning a lot here. Okay, I think that looks so fun. Let me hold that up so you can get an idea for the coloring there. Pretty. So simple, but so colorful, and we really elevated it with that scallop rectangle. It's just gorgeous. Now I'm going to add a card base, and this is 8.5 by 5.5. Half of 8.5 will leave us at 4.25, which is where we'll score. Fold that. I have this pretty peach color, which I think is just nice and soft, and it looks so pretty with the colors that I use to color the image. And then because again, everything is pretty flat up until now, we are going to add some foam tape to the back just to give it a little boost on our card. So I'm going to turn that over, we'll add a few strips, and then plop this down. I have my sticky foam tape on the back. Center that where I'd like it. It's very subtle, but it gives a little boost. And you can see a little bit more dimension around the little edges there. Okay, let's add some little dewdrops to this card. I'm gonna do some little duos of 2, I think. I think that'll be really pretty. So let's go over here, add a couple there, and then a couple here, and a couple here as well. These are so fun to use. They're so subtle. Oop, they're all upside down, by the way. Goodness. They're not distracting at all from the coloring because they're nice and quiet, but they give a little fun texture at the end. Okay, there is our third card. I am loving how these are all turning out, and I'm loving even more that I have a little stockpile of birthday cards. This is going to be amazing. Okay, I'm going to switch it up for our last card, and instead of doing a birthday card, I'm going to do a birthday tag. And it looks like I am going to be using a lot of things, but I'm really just kind of picking and choosing from some product I have here. So for my actual tag, I'm going to be using this Birthday Circles coordinating die. So we will be using this. And I also wanted to pull this so you could see the stamps that go with that. Aren't those cute? So you can use these stamps to create a fun tag. I'm going to save this for another project some other time, because I want to do the little birthday balloon alphabet set. I thought that would be so cute. And in order to do that, I was looking at this set. This set is so cute. It is intended for Valentine's Day, but I love the little critters because the critters have their hand out and ready to hold on to the balloons. So what I'm going to do is I want to do a little happy birthday, so an HBD, but I'm going to bring in this cute little bunny. So I'll use the coordinating dice for that, coordinating dies for my balloons, and then this is going to be the tag that we're making. So I'm going to set this to the side for just a bit, and let's do all of our stamping first. For my stamps that I need, I'm going to grab, let's do our pieces of scraps. Oh my goodness, I'm almost at the end there. That makes my heart so happy to use scrap pieces. Okay, I'm going to use the little bunny. I think the bunny is just darling. I'm going to bring that one out. And again, I just love how the little hands are extended on this stamp set to hold the little balloons. So I'm going to grab the bunny, and then I'm going to, let's see, let's put this little guy back. I will grab the H, B, and D, again for happy birthday. So we have H, I'm going to put them up here because then I can color them together, get my colors all where I'd like them, H, B, and D. And then I will do, let's do 3 different types of the strings. Oops, you couldn't see those off camera, sorry. We have a little wavy in the opposite direction, and then we have a straight one. That gives us a variety for the little strings there. And again, being mindful to give myself enough room to, oops, trim these out with the coordinating dies. Oh, that's so skinny that it doesn't want to stand up. I might have to just place that on my door real quick. Come here. Okay, you know what I'll do is I'll just go like this. Okay, that should be good. Yep. It's so skinny that it doesn't want to stand upright. All right, I'm going to realign my little cardstock pieces, and as always, use that Memento ink so that I can color with my alcohol markers. Lots of coloring today, which means I am a happy girl. I love to color. All right, press that first impression down. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do it once more. And then while this is drying, actually, you know, I don't quite want to decide on my cardstock color until I get my coloring done, right? Maybe I will. I think I want to do the nice powder blue color. Okay, that looks adorable. That little H, I feel like in the top left needs a little help though. So let me just really quickly grab that little top. And there we go. Okay, much, much better. I'm not quite sure if I want to do a powder blue on the top of my tag or behind, because I do want to make this a shaker card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both, because I love this idea so much that I know that I can make another tag later. So let me just cut it out of each, and then I can decide once I get all of my images colored and ready to go. So here is it out of the powder blue cardstock. Send that right on through. And then I'll do the same thing out of a white cardstock. That way I have some options. And I really do like this because it has a stitched element, which is so pretty. It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to put a piece of paper behind this tag because I want to turn it into a shaker in a little while. Oh, this is cute. That's going to be a pretty busy tag, but that's going to be okay. I want to do a bunch of stuff on it. But let's really quickly, because I'm just not sure. I know I'm going to use both colors, but I'm just not quite determined to decide which one's going to go on top and which on bottom. I'm kind of thinking the white will go on top, only because I'm going to have a lot of color going on that I want to have a lot of contrast. But we will decide once the coloring is all done. Okay, now I'm not sure which colors I'm going to use, but I'm going to grab that stack that I've been using up until this point to color my images, and then I'll cut them out with my coordinating dies and we'll make a little shaker tag. All right, so now that I have all of my colored pieces, oops, and all my little ballooned strings. Okay, now I want to decide if I want to do the white tag with the blue background, which I think that's what I want to do. I think it is. I think that's gonna give me the most, yeah. Okay, so I need to do some measuring here, and I'm just gonna use I'll just use my mat. Sorry, it's kind of off camera here. I need to do about 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Is that right? Let's try that. Actually, it can be the same size, Bethany. I need to do 2 3/8. Let's make sure I'm on a... Okay, 2 3/8 by 3 1/2. And this is just the background of my tag. By 3 1/2. Okay. So this should be back there. All right, now I'm gonna need some acetate as well. Sized just about the same. I think I'll go 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Just a little bit less, or 3 3/8. Okay. As long as that fits behind here. It does. So now we can assemble the shaker. So sorry, it is clear, but I have this front part and then I have my acetate. So I need to put my little window on here, and I'm going to use just some liquid glue to do so. So let's just go ahead, place liquid glue in these areas that will just tack down that acetate, and then I'm going to further put some foam tape on here in a bit, so as long as this is tacked down pretty good, there will be some extra adhesive in a little while. Okay, so there's the acetate. Okay. And then I can save this piece for a little while because I need to build this up. Okay, let's turn this around and really press that down. Okay, and then this piece is going to go behind. So in fact, we can go ahead and build all of that. I have some skinny foam strips here that I can use just to go all the way around. Now you want to make sure you're creating a little gate here for your sequins fill to stay inside of. I'm going to use this really pretty star sequins from Pretty Pink Posh that I am obsessed with. It's so glittery. Oops, I need to put more glue on my acetate. Making sure that I close all the sides so that none of my sequins will fall out. That looks great. So let me hold this up so you can see. Do you see how I have a gate around the entire area here? You could, if you want, just do it also around the circle so that the sequins stayed in here. But since we have openings all along here, I think it'd be nice to be able to see that sequins come through. Now I'm going to use this star sequins, and I am going to also, this is another thing that I like to do. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Whoops, wrong way. I like to tape down my little shaker before I remove the backer, because for some reason when I remove the backer, I feel like it wants to kind of curl. And so if I have it taped down, then I don't have to worry about it moving around on me. So I'll grab a little pokey tool here just to help me remove the liners. And this part too, when you're tugging on it, it can really want to shake your whole creation. So sometimes I even, like right now, I'm not even putting my little shaker fill in until I'm done with this part, because see all this tugging, it kind of gets it moving around, and then that shaker fill can just make a mess everywhere. All right, let's get this last little guy tugged off, just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna add my filling. That might have been too much. Let me get a little bit out. It's less is more for sure on this. I know you want to kind of go overboard because it's so pretty, but if you get too much in there, then it doesn't shake around because it's too tall. If you get too high of little piles. So you want to make sure that you also just flatten it out. Okay. Move that to the side. And then this is the back side, so I'm just going to line that up the best I can on the back to close that on in. Okay, now I can just remove my tape. And right here. And then I have, oh, adorable. Look at this little tag. It's a little shaker tag. How cute. Okay, and it moves freely around, which is nice. Again, if you just wanted, you know, if you didn't want it to clump in the bottom here, you can add your foam tape right around. Well, you wouldn't want to go around because then you could see it right here, but maybe even stopping it here. But honestly, allowing that to freely move all throughout it is so pretty. Okay, so there's that. Now let's put this little cutie on. So we're gonna put this cutie down here probably. And I know I want my balloons to do H, B, and D. And I might even, let's see here. How am I gonna get all of those little, oh, that is so cute. Okay, oh, it's gonna be easier than I thought actually. Let's do one at a time. I am going to, do I want this one or do I want this one? I like this one. I'm going to glue these on. So these are all attached right now. So I have a little dot of glue there. I just want to see roughly where I need this to go. Probably something like that. And this glue dries really quick, so let's see. Yes, I like that. Okay, we'll do that. And then we can even, actually, it feels so overwhelming right now. Hold on, we will get this going. This one's gonna be just a straight one. It's all the alignment because I wanna make sure it all gets to this little bunny's hand. Okay, so here's our next one. Just gonna get all of these as close as I can. And yes, it covers a lot of the tag, but there's really a lot that you can see too. And I'm trying to get them so that the letters kind of go up to the top here. And we can even clump them together some more as well. This is gonna go like that. Okay, tack that down. Oops, oh, come here. So much going on in such a little space. Okay. And this one can even actually kind of just go behind the bunny too, which is fine because we see that we have a little guy there. Okay, what I think I should do is get the letters all down and then we'll worry about the placement of the bunny. So I want to add a little boost of dimension here. So I'm going to grab some foam squares. I think this is a fun way to add some dimension. And we will go like this. I'm going to see if I can have my letters just take the curve of the circle. It'll also give them a really fun float look as well. Okay. And focusing on, ooh, I like that. Focusing on these little strings all aligning on the bottom too, except for this D. I don't truly think that's going to matter as much because it's mostly behind the bunny. But if we do something like that, happy birthday. Okay, got in the right order. And then, no, we don't want to do that. It's going to look like the bunny's being carried away. But something like that. Okay. Grab a couple little ones. And even some tinier ones as well for the ears. I love that. Yes, honestly, don't even cut the balloon string for the D because you don't really need it at all. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Let me clean up just a little bit here. I like the white too because I love that it gives more of a contrast against all the coloring. Both would be super pretty, but I like the pop of blue behind. I think that's really fun with the stars. Okay, I am going to grab just a little gel here just to add a couple fun accents on the balloons to give them some additional shine and dimension with a highlight, maybe a little bit on the bunny. And then let's get a little ribbon. Okay, I have this really pretty ribbon that I love to use for bookmarks and things like that. So I'm going to finish off the little tag just like that. I'm going to trim that down a bit though. Go. And I love that. I think that is so fun. I love the shaker quality of that. It's just such a pretty little tag. Okay, we started off with a fun dimensional shadow box card. Went in for some classic birthday icons, which I adore. Then we did a very clean and simple, more of a flat card. Not a lot of dimension going on, but the coloring makes it so fun and beautiful and festive. I love how that turned out. And then we finished it off with a cute little gift tag, which has a little shaker element. I hope you enjoyed watching this. It was a fun little marathon to film for you and also just time to sit and be and create with some coloring, which you know I love. And be sure to let me know which one was your favorite. Again, everything that I used to bring these together will be linked down below. That way you can shop any of these items if you want to recreate or create something new with these fun products. Okay, everyone, I will see you all in the next video.